Good morning, students. Welcome to online teaching session of Academic World School, Demetra. This is the fourth lecture of Chapter 2, Understanding Quadrilateral of Class 8 Mathematics. So, in our previous lectures, we have studied about polygons, types of polygons, and how to find interior angle, how to find exterior angle, how to find number of diagonals, and then in a polygon we studied a special case which is a quadrilateral. In quadrilateral, yesterday, in the previous lecture, we seen the different types of quadrilaterals like parallelogram, trapezium and kite, and then we had discussed about types of parallelograms and their properties, right? So let me go through the properties once again of parallelograms like rectangle, square and rhombus. So basically, these properties are based on the components of the quadrilateral, that rectangle, square and rhombus and parallelogram. So basically, there are three components. Okay, one is the side, another is the angle, and then diagonal. So each of the quadrilateral has these three different types of properties. Properties related to sides, properties related to angles, interior angles I mean, and properties related to diagonals. Okay. So in parallelogram, as we know that parallel side should be, opposite side should be parallel. And in rectangle, since rectangle is a parallelogram, so such a parallelogram in which opposite sides are equal. Square, such a parallelogram, or we say that such a rectangle which all sides are equal. Rhombus, such a parallelogram which all sides are equal. Now there is a difference between a square and rhombus. In a square, each angle is 90 degrees, but in rhombus, the measure of angles would be different. Then it comes to the angle properties. The opposite angles of parallelogram are equal, so as the rectangle and so as the rhombus and square. Then the sum of adjacent angle is 180 degree in parallelogram, in rectangle, in square, in rhombus also. Okay, so this was the angle properties. Then comes the diagonal properties. In parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. In parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other, and one diagonal, or say a diagonal, divides the parallelogram into two equal triangles, or say into two congruent triangles. Okay. Then in case of rhombus, the diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly, means the point where they intersect each other, the point of intersection, at the point of intersection they make equal angle, as well as their division is equal. Then comes the rectangle. In rectangle, diagonals are equal. They bisect each other. Okay. Then in square, all sides are equal. Angles, opposite angles are equal. Sum of adjacent angle is 180 degree. And diagonals are equal, as well as diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Means diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. So this was all about parallelogram and its type. So today we are going to discuss two other types of quadrilateral, that is trapezium and kite. As I told, trapezium is a quadrilateral. So such quadrilateral in which one pair of side is parallel. Okay. Such quadrilateral in which one pair of side is parallel. So the other pair of side will be non-parallel, like this. So such quadrilateral is called trapezium. And you see that there will be two types of trapezium. One in which the non-parallel side will be unequal. Another in which non-parallel sides will be equal. Two types: non-parallel sides are unequal, and the second case is non-parallel sides are equal. So when non-parallel sides are unequal, they are called scalene trapezium, and when non-parallel sides are equal, when non-parallel sides are unequal, they are called scalene trapezium, and when non-parallel sides are equal, they are called, it is called isosceles trapezium. That trapezium is called isosceles trapezium. Means if non-parallel sides are equal like this, if suppose this side is equal to this side, then this trapezium is called isosceles trapezium. Okay. So let's move to the next quadrilateral, that is kite. Kite is another case of quadrilateral. Now what happens in the kite? You must have seen the kite. Okay. So in a kite, the consecutive sides, two pair of consecutive sides are equal. Kite, such quadrilateral in which two pairs of consecutive sides are equal. Okay, two pairs of consecutive sides are equal. Now let's make a diagram of this, then you will understand it easily. So here you see that this side is equal to this side and this side is equal to this side. The consecutive pair of sides, they are equal. So such quadrilateral is called kite. Now we will talk about the property of kite. So first let's talk about angle property. Okay, so this pair of angle, you will find equal, not this one. Okay, suppose this is angle A, this side A, B, C and D. So angle B and D will be always equal. Now, so we can say that one pair of opposite angles are equal, but that opposite angle is specifically this one, not this one. Okay. So another property is diagonal property. So diagonal bisect each other. Sorry, not bisect. Diagonals are perpendicular to each other, and one of the diagonal bisects the other. One of the diagonal, suppose either this diagonal is bisecting this one, or this diagonal is bisecting this one. This diagonal bisects this BD diagonal only. Okay. So one of the diagonal bisects the other diagonal. So there are two properties related to the diagonal. The first property is the diagonals are perpendicular to one another, or perpendicular to each other, and one diagonal bisect the another diagonal, not the each other. One diagonal bisect the another diagonal, which is here according to this diagram. The AC diagonal will bisect the BD diagonal, which means OB will be equal to OD, and here these angles will be 90. So these are the properties of kites. So side related property, two pairs of consecutive sides are equal. Angle property, this angle is equal, angle B equal to angle B. Then diagonal related property, that diagonals are perpendicular to each other, and another property is one diagonal bisect the another diagonal. Okay, so these were the properties related to the kite and trapezium. Now there is a question here, that can we say that all rectangles are parallelogram, all squares are parallelogram, all rhombus are parallelogram? Can we say that? Yes, because as we had discussed in the properties, that there are, because they all are the type of parallelogram. Okay, so all rectangles are parallelogram, all squares are parallelogram, all rhombus are parallelogram, but all parallelograms cannot be rectangle, all parallelograms cannot be square, all parallelograms cannot be rhombus. Now let's move to the next part, that all rectangles are square and rhombus, all rectangles are square or rhombus. Can we say that? Can we say that all squares are rectangle? No. We cannot say that. That all squares are rectangle or all rhombus are rectangle. We cannot say that. Okay. So same as all squares, or can we say that all squares are rhombus? No. All squares are, can we say that all squares are rhombus? Yes, obviously. Because if you see the definition of rhombus, okay, it's only that all the sides should be equal. Okay, so in a square also all the sides are equal. Apart from that each angle is 90 degrees. So all squares are rhombus, but all rhombus are not square. Right? So this was the comparison of properties. Okay. Now let's see some questions related to this chapter. Using these properties, you have to do some problems. Okay. So now let's see that. One question says the measure of two adjacent angles of a parallelogram. The measures of two adjacent measures of two adjacent angles are the measures of two adjacent angles of parallelogram are in the ratio 3:2. Find the measure of each of the angles of the parallelogram. Find the measure of each of the angles of parallelogram. See that. Measures of two adjacent angles of a parallelogram are in the ratio 3:2. The measure of the ratio of adjacent angles is given. So we know that the adjacent angle property of parallelogram, that the sum of adjacent angle of a parallelogram is 180 degree. Right? So that property, using that property, we will solve this question. So let one angle be 3x, then the other angle will be 2x. Now, so the adjacent angle property says that sum of adjacent angle is 180 degree. So 3x plus 2x equal to 180 degree. Sum of adjacent angles of parallelogram is 180 degrees. So now 3x plus 2x, 5x equal to 180 degree. Okay, therefore x equal to 180 by 5, which will be equal to 36 degree. Right? So one angle will be 3 into 36, another angle will be 2 into 36. Right? So this is how we use the property. Now let's see another question. So here there is a diagram. So here there is a parallelogram O. Okay, in this parallelogram we have to find angles. This is the parallelogram O. Here this diagonal is given and this exterior angle is given 70 degree. This angle is given 40 degree. This one is given Z, this one is X, and this one is Y. Okay, so here we have to find the value of X, Y, Z. Find X, Y, and Z. Okay, so now see that. We will use the properties of lines and angle to solve this question. Okay, because here you see that this is a parallelogram, so opposite sides are parallel. Okay, so because of that we'll use the parallel line properties to solve this question. So first let us find this angle. Okay, suppose this angle is A. So if this angle is A, so these two angles, they are making linear pair angles. These two are making linear pair angles. Okay, and we know that sum of linear pair angle is 180 degree. Okay, so A plus 70 degree equal to 180 because they are linear pair angles. So A equal to 180 minus 70, so A equal to 110. So if A equal to 110, so this angle A will be equal to angle X, because just now we studied the property of parallelogram, that opposite angles of parallelogram are equal. So X will be equal to A. Opposite angles are equal. So A will be 110 degree, right? A will be 110 degree. Now we will find angle Y. How we are going to find angle Y? So see that EP is parallel to HO. EP is parallel to HO and HP is transversal. EP is parallel to HO. Okay. EP is parallel to HO and HP is transversal. Okay, HP is transversal. So what happens? Okay, sorry. Find EP. Will not take the EP. Will take EH parallel to EH parallel to PO, and the transversal will remain ZHP. Okay, EH parallel to PO and the transversal will be HP. So let's see this. What is the relation between, what kind of angle is this and angle 40 and angle Y? What relation they have? They are making alternate interior angles. They are making alternate interior angles, and we know that if alternate interior angles are, if lines are parallel, the alternate interior angles are equal. If lines are parallel, alternate interior angles are equal. So angle Y will be equal to 40 degree. Y will be equal to 40 degree because it's alternate interior angle, because they are alternate interior angle. Now we will find Z. How we are going to find Z? See, we can use adjacent angle property. Okay, we can use, because we know this angle. This angle is 40 degree. This angle we know that 110 degree. Okay, so we can use any of the property. Either we can use the angle sum property, or we can use adjacent angle property. So since we have studied parallelogram and quadrilateral, so we will use here adjacent angle property. Okay, but it's not necessary that you can use angle sum property of triangle also. So we know that angle X and Z, 40 plus Z, angle X and 40 plus Z, they are making adjacent angle. Okay, and we know that in parallelogram sum of adjacent angle is 180 degree. So X plus 40 plus Z equal to 180 degree, because they are adjacent angles. X we have got 110 plus 40 plus Z equal to 180. This will be 150 plus Z equal to 180. Z equal to 180 minus 150 equal to 30. So angle Z is how much? 30 degree. So we got here X equal to 110, Y equal to 40, and Z equal to 30. Right? So we'll see another question here, which is a very simple question. Now there is a parallelogram. Okay, there is a parallelogram, and the measure of diagonals is given here. Okay, and we have to find the value of X and Y. That is length of parallelogram. The length of diagonal of parallelogram is given here. Okay, this is the parallelogram. Suppose A, B, C, D, and AC and BD are diagonals. Here this length is given 20 degree, means from point O to A the length is given 20 centimeter. O to D is given 16 centimeter. Okay, and this one is given Y plus 7 is given. From O to C is given Y plus 7, and from O to B it's given X plus Y. So we have to find the value of X and Y. Find X and Y. Okay. So here you see that we know these are the lengths of diagonals. So what is the diagonal property of parallelogram? The diagonal property of parallelogram is that diagonals bisect each other, which means diagonals bisect each other means here OA will be equal to OC and OB will be equal to OD, right? So let's take this one, OA equal to OC, okay? OA equal to OC. So here OA is 20 centimeter and OC is y plus 7. So here we write y plus 7 equal to 20. This 7 will go that side. 20 minus 7, y equal to 13 centimeter. So we got y equal to 13 centimeter. Now we will take OB equal to OD, right? So here OB is x plus y and OD is 16, and we got the value of y here, right? So x plus y, we write 13 equal to 16. So x equal to 16 minus 30, x equal to 3 centimeter, right? So x equal to 3 centimeter, y equal to 13 centimeter, right? So this is how we are going to use the properties and going to do the sums related to this topic. So this is all about quadrilateral and their properties. The assignment related to this topic is uploaded on the ERP. So kindly download it and complete the assignment and send me positive. Thank you.